Today is July 5th, 2012. It is 6:05 p.m. I just returned from my meeting with my counselor. It was our follow-up appointment, and he gave me a tool that I needed very, very much. And I feel that I need to record it so I can remember it and remind myself. He warned me of my fear of being lonely, and that fear and loneliness will choose my next partner for me. Whoever's available, whoever I feel that who would take me. And I don't want that to happen. I want to avoid that. And one way he suggested I go about that is to tend my garden. How we came about this is he asked me how I was going to be keeping myself busy when I moved home with my parents. And I told him that I'm going to be doing some gardening with my grandmother. And so he explained it to me that every person, their life is like a garden. You have talents and gifts, and there's things that you enjoy. For example, for me, it would be art, music, painting, everything, reading books, cooking. So those things are like my flowers and my plants. And because I've been neglecting all of that, my garden right now is overgrown with weeds. It's very barren. It's very empty. And it makes it very easy for loneliness to creep in. And it scares me out of my own garden. So I feel I need to be in someone else's garden, which would be with the partner that I just separated. I was in his garden. Or I'm surrounding myself with other things that I don't enjoy to try and deal with this loneliness, which is very unhealthy. So he gave me the visual that I need to start tending my garden. I need to do inventory of what is in my garden as part of self-exploration. So I know that there's going to be beautiful flowers for painting, that I may have to, till and replant the seeds and watch grow, because it's been left unattended for so long. And with music, my guitar playing skills have withered and died. And again, I'm going to need to pull up the old roots, trim them up, replant them, and water them, and take care of them every day until they grow and bloom again. Same with all of my joys that I've been neglecting and not taking care of. Not taking care of myself. And once my garden is back to being healthy and full, it'll be large and beautiful and rich, and I'll enjoy being in my own garden. I'll love myself. I won't have that need to run away out of my garden because it's so unwelcoming and I'm scared to be in it. And then I have the ability to meet someone instead of grasping onto someone. I'll be able to explore other people's gardens instead of seeking refuge. And it'll help me be a better person. I had never thought of it that way. I've never heard it that way. And for me, I'm a very visual person, and to hear something like that, and to come to the realization that it's a very good way to think about it. I've been neglecting my garden and it's withered and died. But it's fixable. It's just going to take a whole lot of work, and it's going to be a long process, but once it's done, it's going to be worth it. I'm going to be a very beautiful person inside, and that will reflect on the outside. My energy, my presence will be completely different. I won't be seeking people out because I'm afraid to be alone. I'll be comfortable with myself, and people will come to me because I'll be a positive energy in the world, which attracts more positive energy and positive people. It gave me new hope that I can get through this, that my life hasn't ended with my 4-year relationship I exited, that it was just the beginning of life, and that it was a learning process. A very good friend of mine, who is very wise, once told me that every relationship, regardless of how bad it goes or what happens, is a lesson. And there are things that I would not know about myself today if I had not entered into that relationship. I wouldn't be able to sit here in front of the camera and say the things I'm saying now. I wouldn't be who I am. It hurts and it's painful that it's over. But you experience that and you move on to better things. You experience as a feeling. That's what it is. Sadness is not an action, it's a feeling. You don't need to take action. You can experience it and let it go. And you can do things such as tend your garden. So for me it would be read a book, paint a picture, paint a book, or read a book about painting, bake something. And that would be tending my garden. And it makes you feel better, and it makes you a better person. Deep breaths. We also talked a bit about letting go. That I'm still kind of holding on to a lot of things that I shouldn't be. I didn't like hearing it, but it's very true. It's difficult to let go of something that's familiar, especially when you, still have feelings towards anything. But when you need to move on and grow, it has to be done. But as we discussed, it's not an overnight thing. No one's expected to stop loving someone overnight, or expected to be fine overnight. It's a process. It really is. And every little step is a step towards where you need to be. I think that's all I have to say for now.